The fourth industrial revolution has landed. We are entering the cashless society. The way we look at money is changing every day and fast. Paper currency, credit cards, and everything we term cash will all be phased out completely to be replaced by cryptocurrencies. Don't allow uncertainty and fear to cloud your mind as people and companies scramble to secure their income earning potential. A mere change of lifestyle is all it will take. CBI offers you a diverse and revolutionary way to invest, bank, and create wealth, assuring you benefit from blockchain applications and decentralized financing or DeFi tools available on the market. The introduction of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology all sounds like a foreign language, but a necessary dialect for those who want to be financially confident in the next age. Wealth is not only about monetary income, but also about intellectual prosperity through application of knowledge and ability to make informed decisions to create your own future in order to live a decent and sustainable lifestyle.
Last year, when my daughter passed away, we do the burial and everything, and I want to do also the tombstone, but I have only $4,000. It was not enough. Then I was thinking, what, and I go to a local bank to find out if I invest this $4,000 for a year, how much so may I get? And the guy told me $205 in 12 months. And I was so disappointed. And some days thereafter, I met Gerda. We are in trade online stories, and I told her this story. Bring that money and put it in CBI. And no, with no hesitation, I bring the money. And she told me it's almost not a year. It's almost for 6,000. So 4,000 makes up to now. And I was very, very excited.
When something is too good to be true, it most probably is. Okay, so this is not a get-rich-quick scam or project. Okay, if you're in for that, then this is not for you. Okay, but if you are on a long-term investor and you want to see your money grow, and you're putting your money away, for example, for your son, for education, or for a car, or for whatever reason, okay, this is the place to go. So I can see myself, my pension fund at this moment is not strong enough. So this is contributing actually to my pension fund for the day that I said, okay, now I'm done working. I want to enjoy my life, I want to enjoy my kids, so I'm doing it for a long run.
I had an investment at another institution actually not too long ago. I put away a sum of 4,000 Namibian dollars for about 6 months, and after that my interest rate was only $87, and for me that was not enough. So a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, told me about something else. He brought me to the office, he introduced me, he walked me through it, and I'm glad to say after my first month with CBI, I actually made more interest of my 6 months in other institution.
At CBI, we don't make promises or encourage false expectations of income generation. We don't pay or make payments with funds collected from new members' money to generate high returns with little or no risk. We don't promise quick riches, but we help you to build on the little you have, then grow it to live the life you want. CBI is ready to assist your venture into uncertain terrain. Whether you are starting your business, looking to buy that new car, or secure that property for your elderly folk, or just feed others on your meager salary, in a world where people are losing their income, CBI's education and recommendation plan is a sure income earner for those who have networking skill and drive.
CBI has transformed my life in many different ways. To start off, lifestyle-wise, it has put me in a position where I'm financially in a better place. 2 months ago, I was able to buy my dream car, actually, an SUV, which will allow me now to travel with my kids. Also for personal growth, CBI has opened my mindset in a way that I'm now able to invest my money better, and I feel my money is safe with CBI because I know how it's growing. I'm seeing the results every week.
Well, in fact, everything I use today money-wise to pay, it's from CBI. It's a stable company, it's trustworthy, it's got amazing people in the business. And I can actually say, people that's not part of this industry, guys, you're missing an amazing opportunity. And what I also love about CBI is that you can start with as little as only 450 Namibian dollars. I started with 2,500. That's all I could have afforded like a year ago. So everybody, guys, have somewhere a 450 Namibian dollars to start. But you cannot finish a journey if you even haven't started yet.
Make that shift and secure your future today. Share your knowledge and invite others to join you. The world is an open field of endless opportunities. It's up to you to identify, learn, earn, and live the life you've always envisaged. There is no limitation. CBI wants to see the realization of 1 million millionaires by the year 2030. So don't be left behind. Be part of that number. Contact us and sign up today and be part of this innovative, vibrant, and exciting movement. Let's create wealth together. No one can determine or create your future unless you allow it. The fourth industrial revolution is the biggest opportunity for mankind to make a difference for themselves. The time is now.
Good afternoon and welcome. It is our third birthday party and we are so pleased that you've all joined us today. It is CBI's third birthday bash and a warm welcome to all of you who are joining us on this live stream. We are so excited to be sharing this afternoon with you. There are going to be lots and lots of exciting things, lots of information. We're going to have some gifts as well. So we hope that you're going to stay tuned for the whole afternoon. So if you're wondering why today is so special, on the 15th of October 2017, Kuni Botha made his first crypto presentation in Swakopmund. Now, 3 years later, we have 15,000 members and going strong. It is a wonderful story and we are so happy to share it with you. What is also important about today is that 12 years ago, the white paper on Bitcoin was published. So we share a birthday with Bitcoin and we are so excited. While we are 3 years old and Bitcoin might be 12, we are doing really, really well and looking forward to many birthdays to come. So I'm going to hand over now to the founder of CBI. You might previously have known it as Uhuru Tribe. We're now CBI, crypto-based innovation, and Kuni Botha is going to tell us a little bit more about that and also introduce our first speaker. Over to you, Kuni.
Thank you, Carmen. It's so great for me to be here. We're excited to have you all live watching with us. And by the way, if you have any question that you want to pose to us, there's a chat place on your screen that you can submit it. And during the course of the afternoon, we'll try and address it. I just want to tell you, I don't know if we are in a festive season. You can see we've got flowers, we've got balloons, we've got a third-year cake. I don't know who's going to eat it because it looks so lovely, and you never want to cut a cake like that. But it is great to be in the time that we are in right now. And we have a special guest that's going to talk to you, and that's the only teaching that we're going to give this afternoon. After that, we're going to go and celebrate our 3rd birthday. What we're going to do is we're going to share lots of new testimonies with you. We're going to share some stuff that we went through. We're going to cry. We're going to laugh. And we're going to give out lots and lots of prizes. And by the way, what do you think of this new cap? This is the CBI cap, and it doesn't stand for Koenraad Botha International. It stands for crypto-based innovation. That's what it stands for. Okay, we've got T-shirts. Don't you think they're lovely? It's golf shirts. We've got T-shirts. All these things, we're going to give some of them away. Thank you, Carmen, if the cameraman can. And look there what it says at the back. I want, I can, and I will. And that is our theme for this year, for the whole year. It's going to be our theme. And I just want to say thank you to all of you that moved in. And then please send the link right now. Invite your friends to also join you on the channel. It is important that we boost those figures up. And by the way, it is recorded. It will be replayed on our channel again, over and over. But we want as many people as possible watching us right now. Now, if you want to build a team, you want to build your downline, that's what they call in the multi-level marketing or the network industry, you need to watch this because we've got an expert that started in April 2018 with us. She started with 250 Rand, building her own team, and today she is a 6-figure income person that just smiles not only all the way to the bank, but into the heart of her husband and the kiddies, because mommy takes them around the world and show them a lot of things and experience a lot of things. Somebody that's very close to me and makes me sometimes so emotional because it's my first daughter, Lucia. She's going to share with you how to build your team and create an amazing income through CBI. Lucia, all the way from Swakopmund in Namibia, and it shows we don't need to import anybody from anywhere in the world. We've got the locals that can do it and can do it very well. Welcome, Lucia.
You. I'm so excited to be here with all of you, and thank you for that introduction. It really, even though you're my dad and you know, I've seen how you've grown, how the company's grown and all these things. CBI is still close to my heart because of the difference that it's made in not only my family, but in those around me, in our lives of many people that I've shared it with, and the impact that it's made in their lives. And today, if you are sitting here and you are watching this, I need you to pick up your phone right now. I need you to take this link and share it. Did you just hear? There are prizes that people can win, and there's all kinds of things that they can win today, but they have to be live to win that. So share the live streaming with as many people as possible so that you and the others can win as well. Now, before we start, there's something that we have to do, because I have learned through research and all those things that the best way that we learn is if we're in a good state, if we're in a positive state. So if you're sitting there on the couch, you're lying because it's weekend and you know it's a birthday to celebrate, and then you're not going to remember so much. So the best way to learn is to up your state. And so I want to see in the chats, in the comments, I can read it right over here, your chats that you have there. So type it in the comments for me that you hear, say hi to me so that I can say hi back to you. And let's get in a state. So I'm going to play a little bit of music for 1 minute that you can get up and we can get in a good, ready to learn, how do you say it, in a good way to learn. Let's get up. Okay, I see you are on. Are you up? Are you dancing? Are you excited? Are you awake and ready to learn? So there is Pamela, Bianca, Annalene, Catherine, Maria, Galtrat, Mark, Eugene, Josephine, Rainer, Pamela, and Shiweda. I am here. We're excited. Have you got your notebooks out? Because there's some things that I'd like to share with you on how to grow your downline and build your downline in a way that makes it easier. Why? Because a lot of times life feels like we're only on the uphill. We're not on the downhill. So today I want to help you get on the downhill that we can go down as fast as possible. So let's get out our notebooks and your pens and papers, because this is going to be the only teaching that we have for today, so that you can learn, because we want to equip you and help you to make an income. Why? So just like you heard the story of how I started with $250. How did that start? So the timing was a bit off in terms of it was May. So 2 years ago in May, I had an organic farming business that I was doing. And I remember the one morning, I went and I stopped at Fruit and Veg on the corner. Now over there in Swakopia by us at Fruit and Veg, they have all the day laborers, people who are looking for work. They're standing there. And I needed 2 guys to go and dig some holes for me for the day. So I go there and I stop there with a bakkie. And I open my car door so that I can tell these guys that, you know, that they can jump on. I just need 2 guys. And as I open my car door, there's like 7 hands that come in the car, all with IDs. 15 guys jump on the back, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, what is going on? And I look at these people and they said like, pick me, pick me. And I realized in that moment, how many people are desperate? How many people need work? How many people need an income? And so I knew one of the guys who jumped on, and I told him, you know, just pick one other guy because we only need 2, and the others, I can't take the others. And that day, as I drove to my farm, I realized how many people are desperate. I know in Namibia, our unemployment rate is over 30%. And now after COVID, it's even higher. In South Africa, it's the same. And so I was sitting and thinking as I was driving, what can I do to make a difference, that nobody has to stand on that corner for a job because they don't have work anymore? And because I was in the farming, I thought, you know what, if I can make my farming business as successful as possible, I can employ all those people. But the thing is that to grow a farming business so successful so quickly, it takes time. It's not so easy at all. And during that day, I went to my dad and I'm like, you know, and I explained to him the story. And he said to me, you know what, look here. And he showed me what he was doing with fractions, and how with the whole way of sharing this opportunity with other people can create an income for more people in a much quicker way. And at that moment, I had $250 in my pocket. I took it out like that and I gave it to him and said, here, sign me up. Why? Because I wanted to help other people, as many people as possible. And I saw this was the only way that I could help more people than I could with my farming in a much quicker way. So now this is how it started. And after that, I only put in, I had sold some things in the house and I put in $1,500. That's all that I've ever taken out of my pocket and put in and invested in. The rest is all hard work and some good sweat equity. And today I have a team that is over 1,500 wealth creators in it, and it's growing all the time. So now I want to help you create the same with your team. I want to help you grow your team as well. And so there's some things that I've learned along the way, and I want to make it as easy as possible that you don't have to take as long as I did to learn and spend as much money in terms of education that I did, because I've spent university fees in education this year as well. So I need to condense it in as quickly as possible, as much as I can, to help you and make it as easy for you to learn. So how do we get there? What I want to tell you is the fact that the easiest way to really build your team is to start off with momentum. Why do we want to start off with momentum? When you're climbing in a plane and you want to fly, and the pilot's in and he puts the throttle on, if he's going at, you know, about 10%, will that plane ever take off? No, it won't take off. If he gives it a bit more effort and puts in about 40% effort, will that plane take off? No, the plane won't take off. If we're doing 80% effort, will that plane take off? No, it won't. If he puts the throttle back at 100%, will the plane then take off? Yes, it will. The plane has to put in so much effort so that it can go up. But after a while of going up, it can't go up all the time at that speed because then it'll go out of space. So then later on, it will level out. So what I want to help you to do is get up off the ground as quickly as possible so that you can fly and soar. Because now I work only about 4 hours a week on CBI itself. And that's 4 hours a week, not a day. And in terms of that, I can still spend time with my family and do all the other things that I love doing. Including, you'll probably see I've got like stains and stuff from all the woodwork that I've been doing. I've been building a jungle gym this week for my kids because I love building. So how do we get that momentum? Number one is you have to have a vision. You have to have a vision for your life and where you want to go. Because if you have a vision and you can share that vision with other people, they will easily climb on with your bandwagon and go with you. But if you can't share that vision, then people won't go with you because of if you're not motivated, if you don't want to do things or achieve things, people are like, okay, you know what? Life just goes on, and we don't want to life just goes on. We want to get to a place where we can work 4 hours a week like me and go on family vacations. Now, there's a whole bunch of people in CBI who are making 6 figures every single month. I'm not the only person who's doing that. And so let's get into what we can do and what ways are going to make it the easiest. So the way we want to sell to other people is, I know a lot of people don't like the word selling because I also don't like sales. You know, when you walk into the mall, you have those people in the middle that are trying to sell you all kinds of things and just like avoid eye contact, like you don't want to talk to them or see them because they want to sell you things. So I'm also that kind of person. I don't like selling to people at all. But what I do is I share my story with them. So what we want to do is we want to be like bees, not like mosquitoes, like those salespeople that are in the way, like buzzing and biting and you know, being annoying. We want to be like bees that make honey because you catch more flies with honey than being a mosquito. Now, how do we do that? We want to create honey that people want. So in terms of that, when you're going out and you on Facebook or Instagram or whenever you're talking to people in public, if you're just throwing at them all kinds of things, they later are not going to want to talk to you anymore or do things with you because you're just in their face all the time. So what we want to do is we want to make honey that people come to you and ask you, what is it that you're doing? What is it that, how are you making this money? And how are you doing all these kind of things? So that is what we want to do. We want to make your offer that you're giving to people honey so that you're not being annoying in any way. So I'm going to share with you some later on, some posts that you can do on Facebook or Instagram or other places like that where you can do that and what kind of posts you can do to create honey for people. So this is the idea of the whole thing that I want to share with you today is to become a bee that creates honey for others that attract them to you. Because now I don't have to go to people anymore and say, listen, do you want to sign up? Do you want to sign up? People actually come to me and ask me, what are you doing? And can I also be a part of it? And so you can get there. Now, how are we going to do that? People buy you. They buy your personality. They buy what you're doing, where you're going. If you have that vision for your life and you sharing it with other people in terms of this is what you want to do, this is what you want to create. If your vision is big enough and you can share that with other people, CBI is just a vehicle that we're using to get to our visions or the places that we want to go. I want to take my family on vacation every single year overseas. Now, there's many different ways that I could do it, but I chose CBI. CBI is the vehicle that I chose because it's reliable, they're honest, they give me better interest than anywhere else, and it's an amazing opportunity that I really enjoy, and it's in the crypto sphere. So I could be selling other products and other things as well, but I chose CBI for a reason. And so CBI is an amazing vehicle that I can use. And if I share my vision of the things that I want to do, and I share it with other stay-at-home moms and say to them, listen, you know what? Even though your husband's working, you can work 2 or 3 hours a day from home and also take your family overseas. Also buy these things for your family that they need. I know there was a time in our family, like I couldn't afford for my kids to go swimming. I couldn't afford for them to go to fun gym. I couldn't do any of those things. I had to start selling things in the house because our budget just didn't work out in any way. And so for me, if I can tell my story and share it with another mom that says, you know what, they're also in that position where they also can't afford things, they have to sell things. I mean, the last 2 years, we Airbnb'd out our house over December. We made a plan. And so to make a bit of extra money, because last year 3 of our water pipes burst. That was like loads of extra money that we had to get somewhere. So in terms of that, if I can share my story and say, this is where I was and this is where I'm now, if you share that vision and the things that we want to do, people buy into that. If you are confident about your product, if you are confident in what you're sharing, people are going to sign up. If you aren't confident in it and you aren't confident in yourself, it will be more difficult, because sharing CBI is sharing your story, and it's sharing an amazing pot of honey. It's not a thing of this is trade, this is cash, this is this, that, and the other. People, they are more skeptical if you're just giving them, in terms of like facts and figures like that. They want to see it in your life as well. And if you don't have that in your life, that you're making that much money, that's fine. You have an upline that might be making money. You have a friend in CBI that might be making more money, that you can share their stories and their testimonies. I mean, one of my favorite stories that I share is there's an older gentleman who last year in February, his pension fund phoned him and said to him, listen, the company's gone bankrupt. There's no more pension for you. And he was a pensioner for a few years already. So the only money he was getting was from the government. So, and his wife was really sick and he needed money for the medications and stuff. And he had to make a plan somewhere or another. So he had to start working. And then in May last year, he discovered CBI. Somebody shared it with him and he sold some of his fishing rods and things and put that money in. And he's been working hard and growing a team. And now he makes more money in a year later than what he was getting from his pension fund. Now he doesn't have stress anymore because he knows every single week he's getting those educators' fees, his interest is growing on his trade and all those things. So in terms of that, this guy came from a place of no hope and now he's got so much hope. And those stories are what I love and what I share with other people. And it's those stories that make people sign up. It's the stories that we tell. So the stories are what sell. It's not the amazing product. It's the stories that you tell. Now, how do we tell a story that makes it that people want to buy your product? So let me get this and I'll wipe this out. So in terms of this, you probably have seen some brilliant movies that do storytelling really, really well, like the movie Cars, where Lightning McQueen was on the back of a truck and he then got lost and went into this little town and he messed up one of the roads and they forced him to do the roads over again. And the whole movie is about an internal objection that he overcame. So in terms of that, your story, it starts at a low point. So before you had CBI in your life, when you tell somebody about CBI, they want to know why you joined, because if you can explain your story in this specific format to them, they will have that same aha moment and realization why they need CBI in their lives. So the format of the story is really important, and the better you get at telling your story in this format, the easier it is to sell CBI to other people and to grow your downline. You can use the same story in different products as well. I know I went to a Tupperware event a few weeks ago, and I asked the lady, why did she sign up? And she's just like, because I wanted to make extra money. And I realized nobody else in that audience wanted to buy from her because there was no story, there was no emotional connection or anything like that. So this story that you tell is really important. So write it down. Your story starts with that where you were in terms of, like me, I was a housewife. At a stage, I wasn't making enough money. I couldn't afford all the extra things for my kids. I had to sell things in the house. I even sold my couches. I didn't have couches in the house. because we were in a very tough financial situation at that time. And so from there, I had to come to a point and realize, what can I do to get out of that situation? And that thing was that your solution was CBI. CBI was the solution for me. So why was it the solution for me? Because I could do it from home. I could do it in my own time. I could do it from my cell phone or my computer, which I had. And the opportunity itself, it just worked in my lifestyle. It worked for me in a way that was suiting what I wanted. So in terms of that, when you add in your story why you chose CBI, why it works for you, then they can realize, but you know what? Maybe they want to pay extra money for their kids to get special tutoring for a sport or for after school classes because they're behind in their education or something like that. Or you want to buy a car, or something specific that you want to do. If you had that goal, and that is why you bought into CBI, because you realize this is going to achieve your goal, that other person that you're selling to, they also realize, but you know what, in my life, even though I might not have the exact same things as you, I have similar reasons, and that will help you grow your downline because of they relate to you in the same certain way. So in terms of that, after that, what happens is you normally have your story from there goes, you can either go to an internal transformation or an external transformation. So through the growth of CBI, I have my personal development, my character as a person has grown a lot. The way I think now is very different from the way I thought a year ago. Now, if somebody wants to sign up under me with under 10,000 Rand, I say to them, rather go sign up with this person than that person, the other, because I don't have so much time for somebody that's putting in less money because of the different way of thinking, the different way of doing things. Now, it doesn't mean I don't help everybody, but I've just changed the way I do things because of the way I've grown over time. But your external transformation is the things that you've bought, the experiences that you've done. Like I took my family on vacation overseas in the end of January this year. So in terms of that, that was an external transformation, external things that happened, things that you've been able to buy. Somebody sent me the photo the other day of a young teenager that was able to buy a PlayStation with their trade interest that they're making. For me, that's so cool. When youngsters who can't even go to a job or anything like that, they're able to make money through CBI. So those are the two different. So you've got your internal and you have your external changes that take place. So when you can explain these internal and external changes that take place that have taken place in your life, the other person can also understand that and see that and realize, but you know what? I want to grow as a person. I want to grow financially. I want to grow in many different areas and ways in my life. And once you've done that, and they realize and they've been through that whole journey and that whole story, they're also more easy. They relate to you in a better way. They understand you. They trust you more because you need your know, like, and trust factor. People buy you. They buy you because of that know, like, and trust. How do you get people to know, like, and trust you? Through seeing your face more often. So whether that means going live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, things like that, it creates a way that people know you, they like you, and they trust you. So with the videos, the presentation videos that I've made, people hear my voice in that, and when they see me on the streets, they realize, but I know that person, I've heard their voice somewhere. And they know, like, and trust me. So if you want to grow your downline in a faster way, you can do it through various forms of going live. So that is important, is the way you tell your story, because people buy your story. And the more you tell your story, the better you become at it, and the easier it is for people just to buy over into that, because they buy you. And if you have the confidence in your story, in your product, then there won't be any doubt whatsoever. Then they're not going to ask you a million questions about this, that, and the other. So you want to sell the transformation in terms of the holiday, the car, all the things that people can happen with it. Not just the trade gives you 1.5% average a week. No, they don't. The numbers are nice, but people want that lifestyle. They want they want to see that, they want to buy that. So if you can sell them that, the idea, and let them see that idea and that reality for themselves, they are far more likely to buy into it than if you just explain to them, these are the facts and the figures and the numbers. Now, I know personality-wise, there are some people that prefer that and then look for that, but people really, they buy into the transformation. So what kind of posts could you make on social media that sell the transformation? There are three things that you need to have in your posts to make an effective post. So your three things that you need, let me just write these down for you. Is you want to have your feature. So your feature is the product that you're selling in terms of the great interest rates. Okay, so that is the feature that you have. Our interest rates are amazing, and you can definitely use that when you're selling, but you want something else. People look at the figures, they're like, nah, it's too good to be true. I'm not going to buy that at all. So the other thing that you want is you want to add an advantage. Why is this an advantage for that person to buy into it? What is the advantage? They can go on holiday. They can buy extramurals for their kids. They can buy new clothes. They can buy that dream car that they want. That is the advantage that they have. But you know what's really important? What's the most important thing that they need? They need it to be personal. They need it to be a benefit for them. So you need to have a benefit in your post. Now, what is a benefit? A benefit of CBI is less stress. When COVID hit and business went down, my husband is a manager of a filling station, a garage where they pour in petrol. The first 2 months, people weren't driving around, the money went down. But you know what? We didn't have to stress in any way. Why? We had CBI. We knew the money was coming in. Doesn't matter what happened with COVID. Doesn't matter what happened with the world. We had CBI. There was no stress. So what is the benefit of CBI? Not all these amazing products and things you can buy or the lifestyle that you can have, but the less stress. And the security of it, because I know some people, they're like, I can't leave my job, but you know what, even jobs aren't guaranteed. So many people lost their jobs due to COVID, but you know what, so many people had food on their tables because of CBI during COVID. I went on a camping weekend one weekend with my family during COVID time, and we met another family, and the dad of this family, he said to us, you know what, he's got his own business, but for the last 3 months, he didn't draw a salary because with COVID and everything hasn't been so good. But he was able to draw that salary from CBI every single month. Instead of from his company, he could draw it from CBI because he knew it was there. It was coming every single month. I know one lady, she had to close down her business because of tourism and so on. And so she sold everything in the business, and she was able to put together a nice amount of money from that and put that in trade. And then every month, her interest from trade is what she could live off of, that covered her house, her food, and all those things. So in terms of that, even though it was a hopeless situation for many people really made it through because of CBI. It made a difference in their lives. So yes, no anxiety, it's peace of mind and less stress. Exactly, you're right, Pamela. So in terms of that, your posts that you're writing, you can write stories on your Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is that you want to do, but make sure to include your feature, advantage, and your benefits. So what else do we need? We need to be consistent. We need to be showing up all the time. So if you don't like to do live videos you can do pre-recorded videos on YouTube and educate people, and then people come to you because they know that you know about cryptos, you know about what you're talking about, and they come to learn from you, and you can sell them your product that way. So being consistent, showing up, there's so many different ways of doing it. I know one couple that also joined last year in the beginning of the year, and they had coffee dates every single day, 5 days a week. They made a coffee date with one person or one couple or whatever that they shared the opportunity with, and they did it consistently. And now they are making, I think they're making more money than I'm making every month, but because they as a family work together. But they did that and they showed up consistently. And if somebody says to me, listen, I work an 8 to 5, I don't have the time, this couple, one coffee date a day, that's going to take you under an hour a day, and they grew their team amazingly because they showed up consistently. I know somebody else in my downline who does presentations from her home consistently. Every single week on a Tuesday night, she does a presentation. People know on Tuesdays that they can come to her house because she does a presentation at her house every single week. Because of that consistency, they can grow their downlines. But it doesn't mean you have to do presentations. It doesn't mean you have to do coffee dates. You do what works for you in terms of being consistently doing that. Now, you can do that on Facebook. If you create a group on Facebook and consistently go live and teach and educate people on Facebook, or even Instagram or TikTok, whatever it is that when you want to use, or YouTube, and say, listen, I've got training videos on Mondays and Thursdays. At this time, people are going to come, and they're going to come and listen and learn from you. And that way you can reach far more people in a quicker manner than just one person at a time. So why do we want to reach far more people at a quicker time? There's this guy that I heard a story about, this one particular guy. He was also in a rough spot and he had to make money, and somebody shared an opportunity like CBI with him. And he said, you know what, for the next 3 months, I'm going to work very, very hard. And in those 3 months, I'm going to put in all the effort that I can. But he also worked full day, full time, and he didn't have extra time at all. He only had the weekends. And so he decided he's going to go all in 100% like that plane, and he's going to go for 3 months, put in as much effort as he possibly can. So he went and he sat at a particular coffee shop Saturdays and Sundays, the whole day, for 3 months in a row. Every single Saturday and every single Sunday he was there. And during the week, he would phone people or WhatsApp or SMS people and book a particular time slot either on that Saturday or Sunday with those people. And he sat for those 2 days every single weekend for 3 weekends, and he built his team. And after those 3 months, he helped his team go to an event similar to this for that company so that they could go on and learn and grow. It's 8 years later, and this guy, after those 3 months, he stopped doing meetings and growing the team and so on. He's still making 6 figures, over 6 figures every single month, 8 years later. So in terms of that, it's the same with, in the beginning, I put in a lot of hours and a lot of effort and work. The first 2 months, I worked many hours over the weekends, during the week, late nights, all kinds of things to grow my team as quickly as possible. And that made a big difference because now I really can work 4 hours a week and my income and my team still keeps growing. So you can do that and reach that place where you are just soaring, but you've got to put in the effort. You've got to put in that 100% effort in the beginning. And if you get that and you in that momentum, what's going to happen is it's pretty much like a snowball. When you start with a snowball, make a little snowball and you start rolling it and rolling it. In the beginning, it takes time and you got to roll it. But after a while, it just rolls quicker and quicker and quicker, pretty much like the stone rolling down a mountain. So, but you have to put in the consistency and you have to put in 100% of the effort. And if you can put in 150%, even better. Are we awake? Are we still with it? I've got about another 4 more minutes that I want to talk with you, and then we can have some questions. So if you've got questions, you can put them in the chat and I'm going to answer them for you because we have allocated some time for questions. So another way that we can create our honeypot is by going bigger and scaling. So I've missaid that. You can go bigger and scaling with your honeypot using social media. So in terms of that, how can we use social media to go bigger and faster than just one at a time? Now, you could do that with presentations. You could rent out a school hall or something and you can present to 100, 200,000 people at a time. That is very, you can do that. I love doing presentations. So if that was suiting my personality, I could do that. Now, the way that you can grow and scale is by doing it on social media. A Facebook group It's free, it's easy, and you can do it. Now, how do we get people into your Facebook group? I want to see if I can do a screen share here and share my screen, and let's do this one. Oh, wait. I'm going to do this. One way that you can get people into your group is by your Facebook cover. You can use your Facebook cover, you can use your Instagram cover, you can use anything like that. So you have a specific person that you're targeting. So over here, you can see I'm targeting entrepreneurial moms, and I'm promoting a different product over here. And you can just sell your Facebook group over here. And you features and benefits that they're going to get from there. And then you can add that in here as well. And that way, when people go and they click on it, they will get on the side here the link for your Facebook group. That's how you can get them to sign up to your Facebook group and go to your Facebook group. Let me do the stop sharing quickly. Okay, so in terms of that, on top of your Instagram and on top of your Facebook, that's free. It's like a billboard. You don't even have to pay for it. It's free. You can go and you can advertise your group on there and then do trainings in your group and get people to join your downline like that. That is the quickest way to grow it bigger. If you want to have offline trainings where people don't see it, then you can do it to Zoom. You can have Zoom trainings, and then you can have that link on your
my daughter passed away,
go and say, listen, we've got Zoom trainings on Thursday nights
I want
at 8 o'clock.
immediately to do the
Here's
gravestone.
Zoom link to join.
But
Or
when I look,
contact
I
me
have
with a
only
private message
4,000.
so that I can give you
It's
the
not
Zoom
enough.
link. And then you can
Then
do Zooms, presentations
I
and Zooms
decide
for
to
people
go to the
and get them to join your
local
downline
bank.
and grow your
And
team that
there
way.
they
because
told me,
it
I
really helps
asked
make
them,
a difference
okay,
when
I
you
have
can grow your team
$4,000
in
and I want
scale that way.
growth on this
So
money
you can use social
for a
media. Now,
year.
how do
What
we
must
get
it be?
people to
And the
look
guy
at our
told me
profiles and click on the link? You want to go into
$205,
different
and I was
Facebook
so
groups
disappointed.
where your target
And
market
I
is.
think
So for me, I'm
I met
working with
Gerda,
entrepreneurial
and she
moms.
told me
I'll
about
go
CBI.
to Facebook groups
Invest the
where
money
there
in
are
CBI,
moms who are
and with no
entrepreneurial. So I'll go
hesitation,
to like a boss
I
mom Facebook
bring the
group
4,000 to her,
or women help women
and
Facebook group
she do
or
it
a
for
free
me.
mama Facebook group or something like
Almost
that. where
11
it's
months
moms
now,
doing business, that kind
and
of
some days
and then I'll go in there
she
and I'll answer
calls me on
questions
Saturday
and I'll be helpful and I'll
and tell
comment on
me,
people's
girlfriend,
stuff. And then the people like, but who's this
your
person
money
helping? They go to my
has
profile and they
growth.
see what I'm doing.
Your
and then they
4,000
go and click on the
has
link
growth.
and they join my Facebook group
Almost
that way.
6,000.
So that way you can get
And I
people
said,
to
wow.
see who you are
It's not
and join
even
your
a year.
Facebook group
The
in a
bank told
much
me
quicker,
205,
faster way.
and here
But
I
you need
got
to target one
6,000.
particular person,
Wow,
not
CBI is
everybody,
nice.
because the way that
And
you
I
will
was
talk to a
very,
stay-at-home
very
mom
excited.
and to businessmen
And
are
I am very happy
different. Even the way you would
to a
talk to
member
young
of
teenagers, because the
CBI.
great thing about CBI
And
is there's
now I
no
forget
age
even
limit
my
whatsoever.
child's
I have two girls that I
tombstone
started
story.
them on
I just
$500
want to
million on
invest.
trade. They
Till
now have over
maybe
$50,000.
next year I
and
will
they're going
look
to be millionaires
what
before
to
they're
do
teenagers. Why?
make a
Because CBI
tombstone.
is amazing. And there's no age limit. CBI has a vision to have, I think, 1 million millionaires or 100 millionaires by 2030. And that's enough time for anybody still to join to become millionaires. CBI is going to be making me a millionaire before the end of this year. And you know what? I mean, I went and calculated the other day how much money I've withdrawn from CBI. It's a lot of money. So in terms of that, it's from growing a downline, being consistent, sharing the right message in the right way. And it's a way of sharing a great and amazing opportunity. It's not selling. I don't sell to people. I don't convince people to buy in, because when you try and convince people, you force them to do something. You want them to have the transformation and change from the inside and want to buy from you. That's why we're creating this honey pot. We are going to be bees that's creating honey, and we're going to make the most amazing honey that's going to attract other bees from all over. And so you can do this through all these different ways, but you've got to be consistent. You've got to put in the effort so that you can take off. Even if it's just a commitment that you want to make for the next 3 months. And for the next 3 months, if you put in all the effort and you get a team together that works with you and grows your team as fast as possible, I can guarantee you by next year Christmas, you will be able to go overseas without a problem and have an amazing, amazing Christmas and vacation because of your vision and how you've shared it with other people. So I have come to the end of my time. I have to stop here, but I do, you can ask me questions. I'm going to go and open up the chat and see if there are any questions in there. Let me just look. Let's see. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat, and then I will. I can answer them for you. And okay, that has to run there. That has to run. That has to run. I'm trying to see. Okay. So it says here. You can do your own Masikole. It says here, can I request CBI presenters to present for people I'm targeting to recruit, or must they wait for CBI scheduled presentations? You can do your own presentations. You can present to people. You don't have to wait for presentations. You can do your own presentations. If you are unsure and you don't know how to do a presentation, ask your upline to help you. And if they're unsure, ask their upline. There are people who know and who can help. You don't have to wait. You can, be an entrepreneur, take initiative and make your own income. You don't have to wait for other people to do things for you. Even though there are weekly scheduled presentations, you can go and do that. Let's see. Hi from Cape Town. It's windy here in Swakop. So I don't see any other questions on the presentation. Now, while you can still chat and ask me questions, and I'll give you another tip that you can use on social media. If you want your engagement to go up, if you want more people to comment and heart and like on your post that you do on Instagram or Facebook, the best way to do it is your post that you're going to do, type it out and then save it as a draft. And then go on your feed, on your homepage, on whether it's Instagram or Facebook, and then go and heart and comment on other people's stuff for about 15 minutes. Because if you love on other people's stuff and you comment on their things, Facebook sees you as giving, and then Facebook is going to give to you, and Instagram is going to give to you because the two are linked together. Then after you've done that for 15 minutes, you post your post, whatever post it is that you want to post, you post it, and then you stay on for another 10 minutes and heart and reply to each person who's commenting on your post. So if you are, if you posted something, whether it's just a quote, a picture, or a story, and somebody is responding, commenting on it, then go and heart their comment and reply on it. Facebook loves hearts. Likes, the thumbs up, that's just neutral. Facebook doesn't do anything with that. They want hearts. So if you're doing lives, get people to do heart emojis, or don't tell them to do sad emojis, because Facebook kind of blocks the sad and the angry emojis, but the excited and the happy and the heart emojis, Facebook shares that more with people organically. So you don't even have to pay for that. It's free, and that way Facebook shares it with more people. And you can have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and when you have 5,000 friends, you can share whatever you're sharing with more people. So let's see. Thank you. How long after I joined CBI did I start doing presentations? Can I tell you, I joined the end of May, and in June, the entire June, I learned everything that I could. In the beginning of July, I started doing presentations. So in terms of that, I learned as quickly as I could, and I just started doing presentations. And, we make mistakes as we go. And if you can have somebody who has been in it for a while watch you do presentations and help you, that's fine too. That's why I created that video. There's, I think, a 25-minute video clip or presentation. And if you can't do a presentation yourself, use that video. It's on YouTube. You can go and play it invite people over to your lounge. You can play the video and then answer questions at the end. That's why I created the video, to help it make it as easy as possible for you to introduce the opportunity to other people. So, and then afterwards, you can create your own presentation using that as a guideline and tell your story. Because when you tell your story, people connect with you, they relate with you, and they buy into it so much more than if your story isn't a part of it. Let's see. It says, wow, you're very confident. I'm 100% confident in CBI, in the leaders, in the team that has been put together, because I've seen over the last few years that I've been in the company that doesn't matter how the economy went up and down, doesn't matter how the world went up and down, doesn't matter how things in the company looked like it was going up and down. Every single week, I got my interest. Every single week, every single day, there was money being paid in. I got my bonuses. Sometimes, you know, it was a week later, whatever, in terms of some of the things that they paid out, but we always got them. There was consistency that it was paid out, the transparency, the openness of the team. It's amazing. And in terms of that, I can 100% with 100% confidence tell people that they can invest in CBI, because I've seen what it's done for me. I've seen what it's done for other people. I mean, I got an SMS yesterday again from another lady who put money in fractions 2 years ago. And 6 months later, she lost her job. And every single month, she withdraws her money from CBI because that's what she lives off of. That's the only income that she has and that she makes currently. So in terms of that, I know that it puts bread on tables of so many people. I know that it makes a difference in so many people's lives. I'm doing somebody, and if I don't share this opportunity with somebody, then I'm not helping them. I'm not serving them in a way that I can. So when I hear somebody's having a hard time, then I share this opportunity with them, because I want them to live a life of freedom, to have independence financially that they can have, that we all want to have. Because why should we be limited by an income? If you're working somewhere for a job for somebody, you can only make so much every month. But with CBI, your money grows every single month. And it's a great way that you can learn to save money, because before that, you know, when you get your money in at the end of the month, my husband gives me grocery money at the end of the month, and then I look at it, and today and tomorrow I spend it, and by the end of tomorrow it's all gone. There's nothing anymore. But with CBI, I've learned to save and reinvest, which I couldn't do before. So it definitely, there's so many advantages to it, not just growing your money and giving you the independence and the financial freedom that you want. Do I create a Gmail account for both of them? You don't have to create a Gmail account for them. You can just, at Gmail, you can, let's say your Gmail email address is cindy@gmail.com. Then what you can do is write there cindy+1@gmail.com for the one child, and cindy+2@gmail.com for the second child. You just put a +1, +2, and all the emails then go to you instead of creating emails for them. So that's what you can do, and that works. So that's what I've done with my kids. And they don't even know that they will be millionaires before they're teenagers. What kind of a jump start in life does it give to them if they can go to university and you can cover all the university fees, buy them a car and pay for their rent from the CBI money that you've put away when they were small, and you don't have to take any money out of your pocket for that? That just makes life so much easier. I would like my kids, though, to be entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs change the world and they make a difference. And you are an entrepreneur when you're in CBI, because we help others and create that freedom that we all want and desire. So thank you so much. This was amazing. And this birthday is going to be epic. Are you excited? Are you ready? So we're going to have a video that's going to come up now after this. And if you have not invited people to the live stream yet, you need to do that, because there's prizes going to be handed out. There's things going to be given out, and they are missing out if they're not live. If you are live, I know YouTube has a like. There's a like there. Click on the like button. Say hi to me, and we are ready to get moving and get going, because 3 years of epicness is amazing. And I'm excited for where CBI is going, and the world is not going to be the same. 5 years from now, the amount of people that are in, the lives who are changed, it's unbelievable. I'm excited. So let's see, where is the MC, the other human taking over the mic? Is there anybody on? I don't know.
Good morning. My name is Evert. I'm 48 years old. I'm a life coach by profession and counselor and a training official. So I've got about 20 years in management, service and skills that I've acquired over my career. At first, my dad phoned me. He says, "Son, I've got the perfect thing that we can save money and you can make money as well." So I was very skeptical. Look, I'm not a person that indulges myself with certain ventures. I've heard a lot of scams, pyramid schemes, and all that kind of sort of things. And I was very skeptical. So I took about 2-3 months because I wanted to see what happens with my dad's money after 3 months. And he keeps on making money, and I was so jealous actually. So eventually I said to him, "Dad, give me the details, let me invest, let me see if it will work for me." So once again, because I'm a skeptical person, I started very small, okay? I started with the minimum amount, and my first week, I got 1.25% return on my investment, and I was very excited. So last week I added more. And after this week, I saw that the investment grew by 0.5%. So this week, or actually last week, it was 1.35% on my investment. And I sent the SMS this morning to CBI as well to say I'm super excited about this whole thing, and you can make money over it by being a wealth creator. Now I'm not there yet, but I will grow my profile until such time that I can be a wealth creator as well. People must realize this. When something is too good to be true, it most probably is. Okay, so this is not a get rich quick scam or project. Okay, if you're in for that, then this is not for you. Okay, but if you are on a long-term investor and you want to see your money grow, and you're putting your money away, for example, for your son, for education, or for a car, or for whatever reason, okay, this is the place to go. So I can see myself, my pension fund at this moment is not strong enough. So this is contributing actually to my pension fund for the day that I said, okay, now I'm done working. I want to enjoy my life, I want to enjoy my kids. So I'm doing it for a long run, and not for the short term.
My name is Martin Hayala. I am 33 years old and I'm self-employed. I had an investment at another institution actually not too long ago. I put away a sum of 4,000 Namibian dollars for about 6 months. And after that, my interest rate was only $87. And for me, that was not enough. So a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, told me about something else. He brought me to the office, he introduced me, he walked me through it, and I'm glad to say after my first month with CBI, I actually made more interest of my 6 months in other institution. I would like to introduce the concept to other people who were in my situation, who were also unemployed and were looking for an honest income to come. Because with the pandemic, a lot of things have changed. So we have to find other ways and better, newer ways to take care of ourselves. And I think CBI is one of the best ways. So whoever I'm willing to bring here, I think they'll be lucky as well, as I was lucky when my friend introduced me to this concept of CBI.
And we are still with you and celebrating our 3rd birthday. I trust you enjoyed the session with Lucia. Thank you for all the chats on the YouTube channel. It was fantastic to engage with you. Please post your questions and we will try to get to you as many of those as we can. If we do miss anyone, please be rest assured that we will go through them in detail and get back to you after this as well. We are going to go on to our next session now, and we have the privilege of hearing from the founders of CBI, and that is Kuni Buerta and Ferdy Claessens. Am I right? Sorry, Ferdy Kirstens, I beg your pardon, Ferdy Kirstens. What is interesting is that you might know Ferdy more as the Don, I believe, of the company, so that's quite interesting. And why Ferdy and Kuni work so well together is because Kuni is a person where nothing is impossible. If you come up with an idea, he's ready to tackle it. So Ferdy and Kuni today are going to tell you about their adventures together, starting the company, and everything that goes with it. So we're looking forward to hearing some more about that. I'm going to hand over now to Kuni and Ferdy.
Way. For those of you that just tuned in, this is the CBI channel. Now I'd like to ask you to go and like this video if you don't mind. You can also subscribe to the video link for future stuff. It's great stuff that we're going to have on a regular basis. And yeah, if the cameraman can focus in on the table in front of us, then you'll see there's a cake, and the cake is our logo. And somebody said it looks like a nice 3. You know, 3 years in the crypto industry. That's like it's a lifetime. It's like a lifetime. So, Ferdy, first of all, welcome. It's great to have you here with us in I nearly said in Namibia, in Johannesburg. And it's great, all the way from Hermanus. Yes. You here, and it's really great having you here. And I just think back, I know you since 1984.
Correct. 1984.
Oh, it's a lifetime.
It is.
Hey, now we're building on a lifetime of something else now.
Yes.
CBI.
Yes.
And I remember very clearly, I phoned you, I think in November 2017. In October 2017, I made my very first presentation to friends regarding, at that stage, it was Uhuru. I phoned you in November, and I said, listen, Ferdy, I'm on this thing, and I want us to do something great together in network marketing. And you said, oh, I will listen you out. You did listen me out. I shared with you my dream, and I flew down to Cape Town, saw you, and that's how it started. As easy as that.
As easy as that. Yes, the moment you shared your dream, I just knew this was. Let me just go back a little in my history.
Okay.
7 years of scams, of paying educational fees, university. The people talk about school fees. I paid university fees. I paid doctorate fees. I paid master fees. You name it. And then you came along with your idea. And I could see that this was something different, something genuine, something that could be used all over the world to change lives. That is what really caught me. The moment I realized we can change people's lives, whether they know about crypto or don't know about crypto or whatever, that's not important. We can change lives. And that is the dream that I rode on with you.
And you know, sometimes we are inclined to forget what the dream was about.
Yeah.
And the thing that initiated the dream was the end times.
That is exactly.
That was the thing. It was, what are we going to do if they force us to receive the mark of the beast with the implantation of that chip in our arm and our forehead, and we don't want to accept it? What are we going to do? And that is how the whole thing of Uhuru was started, was, listen, we're going to create an environment whereby we can still feed our children. And that was the main thing behind it.
Correct.
Originally.
100%.
And at that stage, nobody knew a single thing about COVID and the chip that they're going to implant now in our hands to force us to get a so-called passport or whatever.
Yeah.
None of that stuff was done. That was 2017. And then what came with it was we also realized that crypto can be an amazing part of growth on a financial way. And by climbing onto the fourth industrial revolution,
Yeah.
changing people's lives. And that's how that section came into it.
Correct. You were talking about the we were standing under my steps that go upstairs in my courtyard. Those words have been branded into me. What are we going to do in that day when we cannot buy and sell? That has been my driving force. And I know where we are now, 3 years later. It's still not where we're going to be in 3 years' time. That is a given. We are innovating and changing and making it easier and better all the time. But that is the driving force. That day is going to come. Whether people want to hear it or not, it's too bad. It's going to come. That's the bottom line.
And that is, I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't know what Africa and Timo is going to discuss with the people today. But I have a tendency to always leak information. I can't keep a secret to myself. But that is, I'm so excited. Stephen is with us, and he is working on the whole CBI marketplace.
Yes.
Section that's going to be introduced now with the new website,
Yeah.
where people can go and buy and sell anything with our own token and do trade, and no transaction fees, nothing's going to be a part of it. Isn't that exciting? So that you and you know what? People already do that in Namibia. The farmers bring their sheep and stuff. They bring to town. People pay them with UHCs. I don't know what the governments are going to do about it, because they would love to obviously have their VAT and I don't know whatever out of it. But how do you stop bartering in any case? Because that is what it is. We barter.
Exactly.
We don't work with money. We work with stuff that they don't acknowledge as money at all.
Yeah. You know, if we look at the beginning of money, Kuni, where the Crusaders and those guys would go out and get a promissory note from the Vatican or from the cardinals or whatever to say when they get to the other side, they can get value.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be money, but they could buy goods and stuff like that. And that's how money has evolved. And of course, then it became centralized because somebody wanted to own it.
Yeah.
And that's the wonderful thing about the fourth industrial revolution. Nobody owns it.
It comes back to where it belongs.
Yeah, to us.
To us, to the human beings on the face of this earth, not the lizards of the earth. I know, I can see some people are smiling, so they know about it.
Yeah.
Ferdy, if looking back, I remember very clearly when I came and I shared the vision with you, I said to you, I can't pay your salary.
Correct.
And you looked at me with those crying eyes, and you said, "Ay, Kuni, man, how am I going to live?" But what amazed me was the fact that at that time you were prepared and willing to throw, can I say, your future in with this thing? By saying, "Don't worry, I'm going to look after myself."
Correct.
And the way I'm going to look after myself, we made a deal, a private little deal, how I'm going to pay you. What was your salary, by the way? How much did you get?
The first couple of months was anything between 15 and 40 rand a week. 15 and 40 rand a week.
40.
40 rand a week.
Well, don't you want to come work for me again for that salary?
Kuni, what you also don't realize is that I started in cash. I was you are number 1001, I'm number 1002.
Okay.
So we are the two oldest
in the business.
Yeah. And then known as Uhuru, and Uhuru Cash was our first product. And I scraped together the $25, which was more or less what 25 UHC was at that time.
Yeah.
To start in Cash Plan A. Since then, Kuni, I can tell you with all honesty, I have never, ever put more than 7,000 Rand in CBI. Because I
You're a stingy guy.
I used the system. I built on building on building on building. because it goes back to my childhood, the values I was taught, the savings aspect of life, things like that, which is no longer applicable today. People don't understand that anymore. It's about saving for your future.
You know, Ferdy, what amazes me, and that is, I got involved in cryptos in this, I'll never forget it, in the 15th of November, no, the 17th of November 2015. I was at a property conference and they spoke about Bitcoin. They made an invitation. I didn't understand anything. It was about Bitcoin mining. And the guy spoke about hash rates, and I didn't have a cooking clue what it was. But when he said, we only have 50 positions, and the first 50 people that turn up here, we're going to sign them up. Then you can be a founder member.
And you knew that.
And I was number 2 in the line. I signed up. Took me 3 weeks to get hold of Bitcoin to pay for it, because I didn't know even how to get hold of it. But let me tell you, looking back, I do not regret one moment, even although mining has never been as great and wonderful as they made it out to be. But you know, of my initial investment of 32,000 Rand in those days in Bitcoin mining, produced within the first, I think, 18 months, something like 400,000 Rand in value. On a 32,000 Rand investment, I don't think it's so bad. It's not what the top banks in the world offer, but...
Kuni, I think you forget, we met once before that, about 6 or 8 months before that. You came to Cape Town on my invitation to come and hear something, another presentation, another get-rich scheme. And you and I went to have coffee. And you showed me, you just bought a Bitcoin. And I'll never forget it. $465.
Yeah.
$465. Today, 3.5 years later, right now, $13,800.
That's not bad.
Not a bad little income.
That's not bad. Let me tell you,
230,000 Rand.
There's in the normal world out there, there's nothing that compares with that. And that is after Bitcoin took a dip from 19,000 to 3,200.
Yeah.
Back at 13,800. It is just amazing what happened to it. I remember, and now even the altcoins. Now the altcoins is dragging the last 2 weeks. We didn't do well. We didn't perform well the last 2 weeks because of the altcoins. But Big Daddy is risen and he's standing up again, and then the altcoins is going to follow. So we are very excited about it. We, as a matter of fact, we've seen already the changes in the income, the fractions.
Yes, that was amazing.
Which is also an amazing thing.
These 2 weeks, last 2 weeks, as far as I can recall, are the best 2 weeks we've ever had in fractions in 3 years.
I don't know. I can't.
The best, I remember, was 16 cents at one stage.
Yes.
It was a really a peak period. You remember?
Yeah. But it paid out today, I think, something like 38 cents. And last week was something like 57 cents.
Yeah.
And that excluded the pool fee, excluded the compound amount, and it excluded the educator's fee.
Educator's fee that we've been.
Wow, it's amazing. And can you remember, we never paid out educator's fees in those days.
And now
on fractions,
wow.
it's an amazing source of income for people. I am just so excited about it. Now, I'd like to come back to you. So I remember when we negotiated your salary and you settled for 12 Rand a week, which was not based, it was no fixed income. It was based on the growth and the members that signed up. Now, as the members grew, I played Laban with you.
Getting all the spotted black sheep, yes.
Yeah, every time when I see salary, if Ferdy's income is now too high, then I say, no, come on, Ferdy, we need to cut your salary. I probably cut your salary 3-4 times. And you still stuck with me.
Yep.
Hey, man, there must be something in it worth it for you.
Connie, it never was about the salary. It was about the dream. It was about helping people.
Yeah.
Really, that is the honest truth. Sorry. The more people I can help before I get it graduated, that is what makes me happy. That is what makes my life worth it.
But at the same time, Ferdy, I remember you said to me, Kuni, if I can just pay my bond, I would be so happy.
Yeah.
And currently, you have built up a team, or teams, should I say rather, which have created for you a passive income that even if you go away from CBI tomorrow, it won't affect you.
Not at all.
The income that you receive from us you might miss it for a week or two, but it's not going to be the end of the world, because your passive income that you've created for yourself over this last 3 years
Is more than I can use.
has made you a multi-millionaire.
Correct.
And that, to me, is one of the most outstanding things about the fourth industrial revolution. Is in all the first three revolutions, is you needed a lot of capital to start. Now the guy on the street can start. You can start earning an income for as little as 700 or 800 rand. You can start a business.
Yeah.
And there's
an incredible business.
And there's no business in the street that you can start with this. And now, come, let's just talk about our figures. Figures regarding our memberships, our payouts, and things like that. Because we just came through COVID, where a lot of businesses are down the drain because of this COVID thing.
And look how we're flourishing.
Yes.
Because our business is totally different. You sit at home and run your business. COVID means nothing to us.
Nothing at all.
Absolutely.
And you can do business online, pay in, make withdrawals, do anything else. I mean, I was amazed last night when you shared with me that our payouts on last week on Monday was what, 18 million?
18 million.
18 million
In a matter
in
of
value.
an hour and a half, that's what we paid out.
That we paid out. It is just amazing. I mean, there was never in my life that I could think that we would have that kind of thing. And when I saw the withdrawals that's been made, I thought, this is a hit for the bank, a run for the bank, you know. And in the end, it is just amazing what happens.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you some other questions, but what I want to do is, we've got so many testimonies. I'm going to ask them to play one or two more, and then we're going to continue with you.
Before we do that, Kuni, I did promise all my family all over the world. I want to say, Marie in Uruguay, Samuel and Emile in America, Joel and all the rest of you in England, my French ladies in France, all my family in Holland, my Italians, buongiorno, come va? My German friends in Germany, Poland. Who could have dreamt that where we were with a couple of South Africans and Namibians, it took us 3 months to get 25 clients.
In the beginning.
And those were our close friends who didn't quite understand what was going on, but they believed in us.
That is the other thing. 99% of our business based on trust.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
So we're going to go for JP, we're going to go there switch over to you for a short commercial break. But this commercial break is just listen to this testimony.
Hi, my name is Marcel Martin. I am from Namibia, and I signed up in CBI, and I'd like to tell you that at the time when I signed up, I lost a lot of trust in all these network marketing offers and options that were at that time in Namibia. And I had so many invitations from everybody, and I eventually joined one or two, and it wasn't a month or two and it all fell flat. So CBI came on my way. Somebody introduced me to CBI and I was very skeptical and I didn't believe it. But I'm actually very happy that I signed up, and I actually signed up into the business on the 4th of July 2019. I've put that 3,800 down. I bought 255 euro coins and I just left it there. As you set goals, as all of us know, life normally happens with us, and life happened, and I was very busy and I couldn't really give a lot of attention to CBI, but I monitored it and I left it, and at the end of September 2020, the 255 euro coins grew to 903. So the 3,800 that I invested are now 13,300 some odds. And that convinced me. Now I have the trust to do Oro. I have got the belief that people, that I can convince people that Oro is really transparent. It has been growing for all these years. Every week I saw investment profits. It was never in the negative. The trade profits were never paid late. So I've got all the evidence and I've built my own case to convince others and to show others. The more you invest, the higher your payouts will be. I looked at how to withdraw money, how to move money around from your wallet in and out, but I just left the reinvestment button on. So what I can say to you is that the profits that came in, that basically gave me a different set of belief and trust, because I have a different scenario where I have a 10,000 Namibian dollars, South African rand, that I've put into a 32-day account at one of the local banks. It's been there for about 3 years now, and I think there's about 1,622 profit. So the fact that there is a belief in this is something that I can do now. And then by looking around at other people and see what they could do and the payouts they got and the reality of CBI, that is already a good thought and a good convincing factor that all of us can do at CBI, and it is reality, and it's not something that only pays some people.
Welcome back to sunny Bryanston. CBI third year celebration. I just want to say, before I go on, I'd like to say thank you to everybody that's been part of this wonderful experience that we have here. And let me tell you, we're in a very festive mood here. We've got Carmen bake the cake, and Carmen Root, many people don't know who she is. She's the lady that introduced us, but she's also my personal coach. Okay. I've got a coach. She makes me stand on my head every day, 3 times a day, and things like that. But she did a lot, bring people together, arrange these beautiful flowers, did everything. She's really done great stuff. She also played a role in getting these nice and fancy T-shirts. Now, talking of this, Ferdy, this is a golf shirt. And I was so hoping they would have given me a price for these golf shirts and the T-shirts and the caps. Now, what we want you to do is, if you want a cap like this, just send out an email to support@cbiglobal.io, and then Ferdy and them will respond where you can collect them. We're going to distribute them to... They're going to take quite a lot of them with their manas to Cape Town. We're going to send some of the stuff to Namibia. So you can get some nice caps. There's nice, wonderful golf T-shirts. And let me tell you, these are Gary Player golf T-shirts. They're nice, they're comfortable. Can you...
And it's not printed, it's embroidered.
These embroidered, yeah. And then it's not those hot stuff. You can actually really play golf with it.
Yeah.
And then there's the T-shirts. They are wonderful T-shirts. And we made sure that the quality is good. The only thing is you never use an iron to iron the T-shirt. You iron on the inside when it comes under the name. But please, if you want them, we're not going to mark them up. We're going to sell them exactly to the price that we get them for. And then send an email to support@cbiglobal.io, and Ferdy and them will tell you where to get it and for what price. I'm sorry, we can't give you the price now. I don't know what they are. But talking about it, there's a guy by the name of Nico Abers. Nico is the guy that started the Bundle Fund.
The Bundle Project.
The Bundle Project. Now, Nico, seeing that you are such a great guy that started the Bundle Project, by the way, how many people is the Bundle Project helping at the moment?
390 in less than 3 months.
They build up a thing of helping and assisting 390 people financially, getting food or shelter or whatever the case may be.
Putting them to CBI, building their futures, everything.
From scratch?
From scratch. The funds are from the
in other words, it's helping people that want to stand on their own feet, who's got no money.
Yes. You know, can I just mention
yes.
a case
No. Before you go to your case, I don't want to land up in court. I want to say to you, Nico, it is so exciting to have partners out like you, out there, going out all the way, where you see an opportunity to help people and where you start to do it. And so we're going to give you a T-shirt and a cap. Not a T-shirt, a golf shirt. A golf shirt, but we need to know your size. If you phone Bernie and you tell him your size, he can take you one with. So the caps are for 45 South African rands, they just told me. And the T-shirts are for 100 rand. Wow. And the golf shirts, they're a bit expensive, 360 rand. But you know what? You don't have to pay for it in rands. We can just debit your UHC account, and that's amazing? It's amazing. I don't want your money, man. We're not interested in that money. So, but it's to the tune or the value of that, we will give you for that. If so, I'll tell you what we do. If you order these through CBI, and we debit their account in UHC, then that account will be worth 15 rand to the UHC and not 14.70. Yeah. So you don't need to draw money to do it, there will be no transaction fees. Excellent. Isn't that great?
That's wonderful. That's really
so that's for the third year. So you wanted to tell me about a case.
Yes. Going back to the Bundle Project, there was a gentleman living in a park in Johannesburg. This man had spent his whole life in the army. He lost his legs, correct me if I'm wrong, Bernie, he lost his legs and was begging every day in the park for food. The team saw him and got him shelter, cleaned him up, helped him, and we started a trade for him less than 3 months ago. A few people just said, yes, 50 UHC, yes, 20 UHC. I don't think the gentleman knows who I'm talking about, so I hope he doesn't. His trade is now exceeded 30,000 rand. Within a year, that man will not have to beg from anybody for anything. He will have more than enough. More than enough.
You know, it makes me think of a testimony that I heard the other day. Lucia phoned me and she said, Dad, I want to share this with you. There's somebody in Namibia who I think his wife has got a serious illness. And there was no way that they could afford the medical stuff that goes with it. And he was struggling to survive. And he went and picked up all old car tires, painted them and did something to put them in parks and whatever, but to raise a bit of funds. And what he did is he started to put as much as he could into the trade. And his goal was, if I can just have a monthly income, fixed monthly income of 20,000 Rand, value of 20,000 Rand, I'll be so happy.
Yeah.
So he said he passed that, and his goal was to achieve that by the end of this year.
Yeah.
He passed already the 40,000 mark.
20,000.
The 40,000
40,000.
mark.
Oh.
He passed last month. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Now, yeah, Ferdy, we have spoken about it, and then we showed people some testimonies. And let me tell you, if we show you all the testimonies that we get in, we will run the whole week. There are lots of them, and we're going to make them available on this channel. So what we would like you to do is, the channel is going to be there. Now, first of all, if you want to participate in the chat now, you want to comment or ask a question, you need to log in on your Gmail account. Otherwise, you can't participate in the YouTube thing. So you need to log in your Gmail account. Then you can comment, you can chat, you can participate in anything. Then please go and do that if you've not done that. Second thing we'd like to ask you is go and like the video. Please go and like it. Third thing that we want you to do is subscribe. If you can do that, then you will on a regular basis get the information that's open for the public. The private stuff that's on the private channel, which is only for wealth creators, is only for wealth creators. But for anybody can use, and we don't mind them seeing it. Now, if you want to share this opportunity with somebody as a wealth creator, you can just give them the link and say, go and watch this thing. Because we broadcast, we're recording it. And if you want to play or show people some testimonies, say, go and watch them. It's online. That's it. Ferdy,
Sorry, Connie, the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Yes, that's for sure. And I just want to say this. We are talking a bit about the past in the sense of what has been done. I want to say this. We have also, after this, we're going to share, the MD of the company is going to take Timo. Timo is our IT guy, and he's going to share with them what the vision of the company is forward. And Timo is going to show you some stuff that's coming up in the next week or two, what they're busy doing. I'm excited about it. And then after that, we're going to conclude with some answering all the chats and the questions that came up. But in the cryptosphere, there's also a lot of scams.
There is.
There's more scams than I've got brains. And many people sometimes ask us, how do we know we can trust them? Or what do you think of them? I'm going to look you in the eye right now. I'm going to look into the camera. And I'm going to look you in your eye and I'm going to tell you I think nothing of them. I want you to know that. And what I mean when I say think nothing of them, it's not that I think that they are worth or not worth it. I am busy with CBI. I am not going to get involved in discussing other platforms, opportunities, or whatever they may be, whether they're good or bad. And I'm not going to give any comment in that sense. It's not my job. It's your job to do proper due diligence about what you're participating in. You must remember, you are the ultimate captain of your own ship. And it's your responsibility to do your due diligence. What I can tell you is if you have people that constantly want you to go and join various platforms, the most of the time, their motivation is commission. That's it. And if you have to be moved from one platform to another one for the sake of commission, you're in dangerous ground. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I'm not paying any more school fees. That I guarantee you.
So, I want to, Freddie?
Yeah, I just want to say that I deal with the people, with our clients and our members and wealth creators every day. And the one thing that does come out, Kuni, is the trust they have in us. They know us, they see us, the service we offer. You know yourself, sometimes we take altcoin trade or any of these guys, established people. You can put a ticket in today. 3 weeks later, you're still waiting for an answer.
Yeah.
With us, the most anybody has possibly ever waited is 24 hours because of the workload. But normally half an hour, an hour.
Freddie, no. In your case, yes, it's true. If they send it to me, they might be happy if they get an answer in 24 weeks. In 2 weeks' time. I'm not so...
No, but I'm talking about
great.
support, yes.
But when it comes to support at CBI Global, you do a great job. And let me tell you, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
In doing that. But when they send emails to Huru Cash or that, you will be lucky if you get an answer.
Yeah.
And it's not because I want to be rude. I just am not... it is challenged at the wrong place, in the wrong place, yeah. I don't want to waste people's time and talking nonsense. I just want to say this to you. If it wasn't for each one of you that's watching us today, we would not have been able to sit here today with big tummies and brag about the achievements that's been done, because nothing in life can ever be done without human beings. And it's the family that built not only the team, but it's the family that created this whole thing. You know, last night I was sharing with people that when we started out, you started, as you said, for 12 Rand in the beginning a week. We can now, we have people on our payroll, like lawyers firms that's getting a retainer to work for us. We can afford things like that because of the fact that the company's grown extensively because of the faith that people have in us.
Kuni, I'm glad that you said that, because that is a question. It's human nature. People want to know. They look for security. They look for surety. They look for comfort. And we don't have always the answers they're looking for. But our 3 years have proven that we are here for the long run. We have our goals, we have our visions, and we're not here just to make a buck and get out. That's not what it's about.
The problem is to deliver guarantees in an environment in which we live is impossible, because we're in the markets, and the market can tumble tomorrow. You know, we made, earlier today, I made a statement, and it's a true fact. If Joe Biden becomes the president of the United States on Wednesday, the markets will crash, I'm telling you that.
They will.
You don't need to read a crystal ball to know it. Should Trump win the election, the markets will go up. And if they shoot Trump 2 weeks later and kill him, the markets will crash again.
Yeah.
What do we know?
Yeah.
How do we know what is going to happen? We don't know the future. And we can only do what we do as much as we can do it by doing a proper due diligence. And that is our section. That's our responsibility. When we put funds into any crypto, into any token, into any coin, we make sure that we know the background, what are the intentions. But it is still limited.
Yeah.
And we need to know that. I mean, if Steinhausen fell the way they fell, and the Sasol shares grew from over 500 Rand to 80 Rand a share.
Yeah.
And those are companies that's listed on the JSE. What do we know?
And if you take the multi-billionaires that invested in those companies, I mean, they are fundis. They've got teams of, you name it. And even there, Could you have imagined COVID 6 months ago or 8 months ago?
No, I didn't. It's not.
Way big out of your control.
And now it's now totally proven. COVID is not a pandemic. It's a scandemic or whatever.
Yeah, scamdemic.
Yeah, whatever nonsense it is. But they wouldn't like me to say that. In any case, but it's still the truth. And so. Yeah, a pandemic, by the way, should have at least an effect of 30% in a nation to be that. So Carmen says to me, shut up, don't talk about it. It's still me and my voice. So, but what you do is just go and divide the amount of deaths into the population, then you'll see what the percentage is, and then work out yourself. So I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm shutting it up now.
He didn't even mention it.
So I withdraw every word that I said. And I'm just telling you nicely, go and do your own sums. So, by the way, before we go, we're going to play another testimony for you. And then I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you that's out there that support the business, but we believe that this business in the end will become your support
and your business
and your pillar, your strength, and that you will know that you can only rely upon yourself. I wanted to make a statement earlier when you spoke about saving, and I'm closing off with this. We live in an environment wherever you go, you pay with what we call plastic. And because it's plastic, you have no relationship to it. You have no relationship with it. So what you do is you go and swipe your plastic, and you don't care what's happening in the bank.
Yeah.
When it comes to cryptos, it's not the same. Because you know, if my Bitcoin is worth $13,800 today, next week, it might be $14,000 or $15,000. Then you're not going to sell it, and you're not going to use it to pay, and you're not going to buy with it. You save it.
Or you'll be very clear and concise in how you may have to spend a bit of it.
Yes. So you become save conscious again. And that is what Bitcoin did to me. It made me aware.
My name is Johan Le Pen. I'm 38
We're going to go for
old.
a break now, and then after this break, Africa and Timo. Africa is our MD for CBI Global. Timo is in charge of our Timo Clasia. It sounds like Mercedes, Clasia, you know. It's a Class
E.
Yes. They're going to share with you the vision that they have for CBI Global. You know, these youngsters must take over one time or another. And let's hear what they have to say. But
I just want to tell
right now, thank you so much.
I just want to quickly tell you, my 14-year-old twins are now telling me how to invest my money in trade.
Okay.
Because they've started their own trade.
Good for them. We're switching over to a nice testimony. Thank you.
My name is Johan Le Pen. I'm 38 years old and currently unemployed. So about 13 months ago, my cousin came up to me and said, Johan, I've got this great, fantastic opportunity lined up. And he showed me the website, how it works, and I was very skeptical. I mean, the results that he's getting for a month is exactly the same that I'm getting for a year at my current investment institution. So at first I was very skeptical. This can't be true, it's unreal. And I took a couple of weeks in making up my mind and say, okay, now maybe let's give it a try and see what happens. I mean, what can I lose? So I took about 7,000 Namibian dollars, and I started with my first investment into, at that time, Uru Trade. So after a couple of weeks, I'm seeing, wow, but this is absolutely fantastic. I'm getting the returns which my cousin spoke of. I've spoken to a couple of people from CBI at that point from all over the country and including South Africa to hear their testimonials. Is this thing really working for them as well? And the more and more I got involved with CBI and the longer I have been with them, I'm seeing, but this is a great, fantastic opportunity. Earlier this year in January, I met up with Lucia personally, and that was such a fantastic meeting which I had with her. It gave me such confidence to invest more and more into CBI, and it showed me an opportunity for getting my kids through school, getting my kids through university, and of course getting myself to early retirement, which is, I mean, I think nobody wants to work forever, but if you can go on to early retirement, that would just be great. So my testimony went out to speak to people. I spoke to some of my friends. Yes, of course, they were also skeptical at first. They started joining up CBI, and we're a great big team underneath my team as well. And it's just fantastic how CBI have changed not only my life, but the life of the friends to whom I've introduced CBI to. There is people that's pulling out salaries from CBI. Yes, I'm also pulling out a salary from CBI, which is just brilliant. I mean, I am currently unemployed, and CBI is providing for me and my family. So I'm in this privileged position currently that I can choose any kind of job if I want to, and I can even be my own boss now. I can start my own opportunity, my own company now, because I know CBI is there in the background providing for me and my family as a backup. The great thing about CBI is when I introduce it to my kids. Now that's just fantastic, how my kids can see their own money growing in their own small trade investment. I mean, they come up with these plans. Dad, I want to save some money into CBI. Let me put some money into CBI. Why? Because I want to buy that one toy. I'm saving to buy that one toy. So they are saving now for a couple of months now, and they're just absolutely in the heavens to see how their small money is growing. And this is great stuff for little kids to see how their money is growing and how their investment grows and how they can save very easily up to where they can say, okay, I want to buy now my own toy. And that's just a fantastic thing about CBI. It's such I mean, the innovation, the effort that have gone into the company to invest money into CBI is so easy, and to withdraw from CBI is just so easy as well. I mean, I withdraw on a monthly basis from CBI to support me and my family, and I can do it every week. I can withdraw money every week. I can put in money. It's just so simple, so easy. It's a really simple platform. I can suggest it to everybody. Anybody of any age can work with CBI. I'm using CBI to change other people's lives as well. Through investment, I'm donating for them through my investments through CBI. It just shows you what brilliant platform it is that I'm able now with CBI to help less privileged people in donating to them so that they can also start up and be financial self-independent and not rely on an income which is not guaranteed.
And we're back. This time, like Kuni said, we're back with the MD Afrika Yankees. He actually prefers to call himself the bodyguard, so you'll have a look and see what you think of that in a minute. And with him is Timo Klasier, chief in charge of all the IT that helps you do what you need to do. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand over the two of them. Africa is going to tell you a little bit about the vision, and then they will chat about the tools and the technology that you can use to assist you. Over to you guys.
Thank you so much, Carmen. What a joyous occasion, what a celebratory mood. 3 years in existence. It doesn't happen often. Companies that have started 3 years still to be celebrating after going through such a calamity over the last 6-7 months. But I'd like to start with this, and I'm here to project the vision of the company for the next 3 years. And it is important that for those that are viewing our CBI family, those that are part of this wonderful, wonderful project, as well, those that are part of this wonderful family, also have the benefit of knowing what the vision is for CBI. Now, what is very important is where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there is no vision, there is no hope. And it is important that the vision must be clear, that there must be no ambiguity, that there must be no obscurity, that there must be no cloudedness. In fact, without vision, you cannot inspire hope. Let alone, without vision, you cannot project the future. And before we talk about the vision, it is very important that we speak to our founders and co-founders. And we first need to acknowledge and thank them, because in our midst we have a visionary in the name of Kunibota. A visionary that sees beyond what many people have ever come across. And his vision is not catapulted in just making money. I often asked myself the question, but why don't you want to make this money for yourself? Why don't you want to create wealth for yourself? And I realized that Mr. Kunibota is an embodiment of hope. He's an embodiment of everyone that has come in contact with him. He inspires hope. He inspires greatness. He inspires the ability for you to do it on your own. He does not like to give handouts, but he likes to provide the tools. And therefore, a vision cannot be far-fetched from these ideals. These are the founding ideals. Every great company was founded on ideals. Every great company was founded on vision. Every great company was founded on certain values. And these are the values that we cherish today. When we look at the company and we look at the people that we surround ourselves, I'm reminded of one very important cliche I've learned since grade 4, which is the anthropological specimen of an identical plumage habitually congregates in closest proximity. A bird of a feather flocks together. What is it that you have in common with those that you associate with? What is it that you rub off